Hello guys, what is up? Welcome back, and happy November. I can't believe it's almost November, almost the end of the year. It's been going by so quickly. Fall has been going by so fast. I feel like I blinked and it's the end of October and I don't know what happened. For today's video, we are bringing back the TBR cart and the cutie little bumblebee cup, and we are going to be choosing my November TBR. There is one new release that was on my fall TBR that I made earlier this season that comes out in November. That book is called Pictures of You, so I am hoping to get to that one this month. I'm not really sure about any other new releases that are coming out in November. And then as far as the TBR cart goes, I really am hoping to get to Anatomy this month. I've been kind of specifically saving it for November. It just feels very dark and mysterious and a little spooky, and so I feel like it's going to be perfect for the late November days when the sun sets really early, the leaves have all fallen from the trees, and we're like not quite in winter yet, but it's like the end of fall. I'm really excited for that. And then I just read the first book in the Renegades trilogy, so I'd love to continue that series. And yeah, I don't really have a lot that I'm like highly anticipated for this month, so I'm intrigued to see what the jar will choose for us and how that will determine my reading month. So let's get right into the prompts. The first one, a library lucky day pick. So if you're not familiar, at the library they have a little area when you first walk in that's called like the lucky day section or the fast lane section. I think different libraries call it different things, but they have like a selection of popular books right now that they've put aside that are only for 1 week grabs. You can't put them on hold. You can just go in and pick them up and you get them for a very short amount of time. I'm gonna go on to the Libby app and see what they've got on here. Hopefully they have them on the app. It's your lucky day. Okay, 7 pages. There's actually a lot to choose from. Oh, maybe Heartstopper. This is number 5 though. I haven't read any of the Heartstopper ones. Lots of like mysterious looking ones. Lots of like memoirs on here. Ooh, maybe the 4th book in the Inheritance games. I haven't read that one yet. That could be interesting. Normally the like lucky day ones are really popular ones. I haven't heard of most of these though. 5-Star Weekend maybe could be good. I feel like it's a little bit summary though, so I don't think I want to do a summary one. I've heard that Drowning by TJ Newman is excellent. Maybe Did You Hear About Kitty Carr? I'm gonna choose like right now though. Okay, I think out of all of those books, the one that sounds the most interesting to me is The Brothers Hawthorne, which is the 4th book in the Inheritance game series. I wasn't planning originally on continuing the series, but that was the one that looked the most interesting to me. Either that or, no, I think I'm gonna do the Hawthorne Brothers one because it feels, I read the Inheritance games at this time of year, like November, December, a couple of years ago. So I feel like that time of year is what I associate with those books. So it'll be fun to continue on with the series. I have no idea what it's about. I know it hasn't gotten the greatest reviews, but I am still intrigued. I think it'll be fun and fast paced. So that's gonna be the first book on the November TBR. Prompt number 2. Ooh, a book with an illustrated cover. I feel like that's most of these. I think I can either choose a romance book, which would be really fun. I haven't been reading a ton of romance books lately. But I think the one that I'm like immediately drawn to out of all of these books is The Wishing Game. This one is so cute and so magical. I actually started this book a little while ago and then just put it down. I didn't DNF it or anything. I think I put it down and forgot about it and got distracted and started something else. I feel like I've heard such good things about this book, and also the second book that this author came out with recently. This book follows Lucy, and she's a teacher's aide, and there's a little boy in one of the classes that she teaches, and he is orphaned. She has such a special, beautiful relationship with him, and she really, really wants to adopt him, but because of finances, lifestyle, whatever, she just isn't able to right now. Lucy always reads these books with that boy, and they were her childhood favorite books, and they read them all together. Then the author of those books decides to write one final book. He hasn't written in many, many years, but he's decided he's going to come out with one final book. he finishes the book, and instead of just publishing the book as a normal author would do, he decides to host these games. And so a select amount of people are invited to the games on the island where the author lives, and they are all going to compete against one another, and whoever wins gets to keep the manuscript of the book, and they get to decide what they want to do with it. So they can keep the manuscript for themselves and have the only copy in the world of this beloved author's last book, or they can choose to publish it and they would collect all of the sales from that. And so Lucy really wants to win the book, not only because it's her favorite author's book, but the chance to publish this book herself would change her life and change the life of this little boy that she has kind of fallen in love with. It just seems so cute. So I really am excited to read this one. I think it's going to be very sweet and cozy and just like a little hint of magic, which should be really fun. Next. Ooh, a book you bought for the cover. Most of these. Okay, books that I didn't really know anything about and did buy just because of the cover, I would say This Time Tomorrow by Emma Straub. I went to Emma Straub's bookstore in Brooklyn and she had all of her books there, and so I decided to pick one up that was signed by her, and I have no idea what this one is about, but the cover looked the cutest, I thought, so that's why I picked this one. And then I also picked Pride and Premeditation. This looks so cool. This is like a murder mystery, but it's a Jane Austen retelling. I've never read Jane Austen. I don't think I've ever even watched Pride and Prejudice. I do not know the story at all. So I definitely didn't pick it up because of that. And the cover is so cool. If you kind of can see closely, it's like embroidered. It's very, very cool. Oh, the other one that I have based on the cover is Wintering. This one is a nonfiction book, and I just love this leaf and this design. I have no idea what the author is going to talk about in this book at all. It just says the power of rest and retreat in difficult times. So of these three, we've got This Time Tomorrow, Pride and Prejudice, and Wintering. Oh, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with This Time Tomorrow. Oh, cool. Okay, this book is a time travel book. It's a literary fiction, but with a little bit of magic. And this book is about Alice, and Alice is like a 40-something-year-old woman, and she is like right about, I think, oh, it says on the eve of her 40th birthday. So she's right about to turn 40, and she's kind of like reflecting on her life so far and thinking about her job, her home, her love life, all of these things. And then the next morning she wakes up and she's 16 again, and she has time traveled. It says this book is really a father and daughter story, so it's about her and her relationship with her dad. I think in the present timeline she is close with her dad, but he is like his health is starting to fail. He's not doing so well, and so she goes back and notices how different he is when she's 16. And then it just says in the synopsis, is there anything that she would change if she could? So that sounds interesting. I have been really wanting to read an Emma Straub book for a while, and so I'm excited to try my first one out. Okay, the next prompt. Oh, intriguing. The next prompt is a book you think will make you cry. Okay, I think there is one clear winner for me on this. I don't even have to look through the rest of them. There is one book on here that I have been specifically avoiding because I know it's gonna make me cry. I know it's gonna be really sad, and that is If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nowlin. I have no idea what this book is about. The synopsis on the back doesn't really give anything away. All I know is that it is very, very sad. I've watched so many people read it on BookTube, and everyone thinks it's so sad and everyone cries, and so I am very intrigued on it, but I've also definitely been avoiding it because I know that it's gonna just rip my heart in two. One thing about me is that I cry very easily, so I definitely am gonna cry with this one, and I don't even know what it's about. Ooh, a sequel or the next book in a series. I already know. Are there any other sequels? No. Okay, the one that I'm picking is Arch Enemies. This is the sequel to the book Renegades. I read this book very recently in my last 24-hour reading vlog, and I fell in love with it. The storyline was so interesting. I loved the characters, and the way that it ended was such a cliffhanger and such a plot twist that I was not expecting, that I am just so eager to get into this next one. And so that is what I'm reading. Obviously, I don't know what this one is about, but Renegades follows a group of villains and a group of heroes, and they live in this like dystopian world. And our main character, Nova, is a villain, and she is just trying to get by. She's trying to make life work, and then she kind of gets involved with the heroes. Things get kind of messy and twisty. There's a lot that happens, and I am very excited. I think this book is a trilogy, so I think this is the second book of the 3 books, and I am so excited to keep going with this series. Prompt number 6. Yes! Free pick. Yes. I've never had a free pick one before. I immediately know I am picking Anatomy. I have had this one on my TBR for so long, and I've been specifically waiting for November when it's dark and gloomy and cozy to read it, and I think I'm just gonna devour this one. I'm so excited. I've heard nothing but excellent things about this book. I forgot to include this one in the books I bought for a cover prompt. This would have been a good one. I think it's a YA horror, which hopefully it's not too scary because I am a chicken. But it's very gothic, mysterious. It's set in Edinburgh, so it's like, it's got that cozy, almost like dark academia setting vibe to it. And it's about Hazel and Jack, and Hazel wants to be a surgeon, but she's a woman, so she's not allowed to be. And Jack is a grave robber, and they meet up and they make a deal. And Hazel's like, hey, I want to be a surgeon, I need to practice. And so she kind of meets up with Jack, and they make an arrangement. And the story goes from there. I think it's like supposed to be mysterious. I think there's a little bit of a romance, and I am so excited for it. I think it's gonna be so good. I love the covers. Probably my favorite covers on my TBR. I love them so much. Let's go for 7, and then maybe we'll choose another one. I don't know. See how we're feeling. Oh, fun. Random number generator chooses a book. I have had this one in the jar before, but I just keep it in there because I think it's so fun. 28 books. Okay, we've got 28 books. Let's generate number 15. Yay. 1, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. The book that the random number generator chose is The Whisper Network by Chandler Baker. This book is a mystery thriller set in a workplace. It follows Sloane, and she works with her 2 best friends, and then their boss is going to be promoted to the CEO of the company, and there's like a bunch of shady stuff that he's done, a bunch of shady stuff that they've like experienced with him. And so that's all I really know. I feel like with thrillers you kind of have to go in pretty blindly, but that sounds kind of interesting. And that is the 7th prompt on the TBR. I think I'm gonna do one more prompt. I'm just kind of in my like reading mood, and look, the cart is getting so empty. We're really reading that TBR. So I'm gonna do one more prompt and we'll see. There's like a total of 5 left in here. I need to come up with some more prompts and put them in for next time. Okay. A book with a movie or TV adaptation. Huh. Oh, Lessons in Chemistry has been adapted for TV. I haven't read the book, and so I haven't watched the show yet, but I'm really eager to do both. Hunting Wives, no. No. Oh, Ready Player One. I had this on my TBR for October, but didn't get the chance to read it. And this one I know is also a movie. I think those are the only ones that I have that have movie adaptations or TV adaptations. So, I don't know. I've been kind of avoiding Lessons in Chemistry because it feels like it's gonna be such a literary read. Like it's just gonna take me a long time. And I've been really wanting to read Ready Player One. I've had this on my TBR a couple of times and just haven't gotten to it yet. So I think I'm gonna choose Ready Player One. This book is set in the year 2044, and it involves a video game, I think, a teenager, and he is like obsessed with this video game, and then the video game creator sends out a bunch of real life puzzles for the players to solve, and they have like real life prizes. And so that sounds really fun and like fairly fast paced, which is something that I'm always looking for. So yeah, I think Ready Player One is the one that I'm gonna choose, and then hopefully I'll get it done this month and I can reward myself with watching the movie. All right, that is the TBR, my friends. That is the video. Let's go over the books that I chose and their prompt. The first prompt I got was a library lucky day pick, and I chose The Brothers Hawthorne. The second prompt was a book with an illustrated cover, and I chose The Wishing Game. Then it was a book you chose solely for the cover, and for that one I chose This Time Tomorrow by Emma Straub. After that, the prompt was a book you think will make you cry, and for that one I chose If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nowlin. Then we have the next book in a series, so I chose Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer. Then I got a free pick, so I chose Anatomy, a Love Story by Dana Schwartz. Then the random number generator chose for us, and it chose Whisper Network by Chandler Baker. And lastly, a book with a TV or movie adaptation, and for that one I chose Ready Player One. Oh, is it gonna fit? There we go. Alrighty, I feel like this is a pretty diverse range of books, a pretty wide array of books. I am really looking forward to all of these. I feel like it's so fun to just have such a different variety of books throughout the month. Let me know if you have read any of these books and what your thoughts were, or if there are any other books on the TBR cart that you think I should also prioritize. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I will see you hopefully in the next one.